Hey Leo. Coming out of your season, there's still so much of your energy that has been transferred and transferring still. So you may even feel like you're still there to an extent. These readings are going to be a little different setup. Still able to, my links are below to work with me one-on-one, Patreon, and my podcast. So everything is in a link below. It's just still kind of hot, so I have to like be finicky with my hair, but it's looking pretty good. It's pretty big too. It's too hot to wear like out in front of my face right now. It's just the look I'm going for. Okay, so here we have you, and it came out like this. We have this strength to carry forward. You realize why you've been possibly holding on to certain things in your life. Certain values are starting to make their way in deeper within you. You also have the strength to realize when you're being stubborn and how your season can portray those things to you as well, and where you're maybe holding yourself back. But now you have more courage. You have the ability to harness what you've learned from last season, even though it was very different than probably most of your seasons. It was really important for you. And there's so much inner strength from this. So much inner strength that you're able to utilize in the way you decide your life. So if you're hurt or you've been healing or you want to experience your body in a different way, maybe you want more lightness or strength, it looks like you have to change your routine. You have to change up how you've been doing it for so long, possibly for a while, and you're not seeing results necessarily. It's not just about your physical body, but it's also about your emotional health. If you're not someone who can see that side of you, maybe just check in and see if you do need that emotional support. It's, again, the way that we humans are in touch with our physical body is very different. The way that we heal is very different now. There's so much other things added to our life that make it more than just survival at this point. It's so many different things. And what you'll realize is that it just gives you exactly what you need. Because you're like, I want to do things in the way that I want to do them. I'm taking ownership over this. I don't care what anybody else is saying, and you just kind of go your own way. And you realize that there's a lot that you've been kind of protecting maybe about yourself, and you're unable to feel vulnerable, or you're unable to feel safe to experience even more of yourself. Like, you already do. Like, there's so much fullness to your life. There's so much fullness to who you are as a person, but there's still something that's been missing, and you realize maybe for a couple months you're now connecting much deeper with that, and it's only going to make things a lot easier for you. Because when we can hold more capacity and we learn the ways of our physical body, we're able to experience more, meaning whatever you're wanting to change in your life or improve in your life, or different experiences you'd like to enjoy, or just like the surprises and the ability to just go with it and be flexible. It's not that you're not as a fixed sign. However, we all have those parts of us where we are unwilling to shift how we think or look or do things, and your mind's all for it. However, halfway through the month, if you're too willy-nilly, you think you have all this energy, though the seasons are changing, it's still important to stay grounded. It is an earth season, so your mind needs, and it's possible that the way that you find solace through your mind this month, even though there's so much energy to explore and enjoy, you use some of it to tire yourself out, or you give to people, or you give even more. Maybe you want to take up some type of volunteering, or you do that already, or you want to do more for your community, or just give because you feel like you have all this extra energy. And that's the best way to it's also giving to yourself. So one way that I experience it is when you've been creating for hours and hours, and it's just like this amazing feeling of just like you feel like you've worked out with a bunch of weights and your body's just like tired in a great way, or you're doing something you love and you want to like a dance, or if you're working out and you're doing more than you were able to do before, you're building that muscle up, then you're going to challenge yourself. So this is not, you can take it as a challenge because I know you like them. However, it's more just about becoming even more responsible with who you are, because you're looking for financial freedom, you're looking for freedom within your life in all the ways, and if that's what you do really want, then it's important to become disciplined with other areas. You're seeing where you would like to constructively utilize more of this energy at this point, and how that adds to your relationship, to how, okay, so we have the Hierophant here as well, and the Ten of Pentacles. It's about longevity. It's about what you want even in a partnership. There is so much to enjoy by the end of this month, but you might take like a couple minutes just to get your bearings here and then you feel this like breeze of goodness come in, but it's not without realizing that it's the change of energy from your season to this season, and it's about where you want to direct that focus. It's about where you can become even more aware of how even you can get caught up, well, just like anybody, in the energy that you feel good in, and even that can become overindulgent. And not saying that you shouldn't stay there, you ought to. However, life does happen, and it's a great time for you. You find that maybe exploring these different parts of your body, or pushing yourself a little bit more, challenge yourself a little bit more, you find freedom in your mind, and you're like, oh, I didn't, you know that, but to do it, to innately know it, but then to do it in an intentional way is different. And you may find that you need to express to maybe your partner what you want, what you really want. If you are partnered, or if you are going to meet someone this month, just know that if they're giving to you, make sure you identify where that's coming from before you get too wrapped up in like maybe immaturely thinking that you met the one right away. Nothing wrong with that. You could feel that. However, just notice where that's coming from. You know. Three of Swords is coming out in the heart for quite a few people. Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Ace of Wands, Four of Wands, Four of Cups, a theme, and then we'll get to the last three. So you can see it like this, almost. Oop, there we go. And we'll take a look at that in the next part as well. First, there's pain or hurt, and then there's surrender. And then there's remembering that there's nothing you can do about it. Something that you know the heart goes through. This is how you process, how other people learn to process in your season. And then you have all this raw material, this feeling, this emotion, this creativity, this connectivity that can reach a lot of people. And then you can start to second guess it, see yourself from the outside, see what you have, not realizing something wants to swoop in and have you just go with that change. Go with what is and has been brewing in you. Share it from your heart, regardless of what you get in return. Share it like it's someone that you love. You know, we have 4 4s here. Sometimes I remember, this reminds me of how I used to play rummy. you have this ability to create a new protection around how you bloom and how things are blooming in your life, as well as realize that the things that are shifting is also going to shift how you feel and how you express how you feel and what you're capable of. And it might make you realize that you might want more, or you deserve more, and you aren't afraid to say that or want that. And at this point, you feel worthy enough to make a great change if you need to. And if you need to, you will. And if not, it will happen regardless. The Tower moment is just like kind of like this divine intervention sometimes. Sorry, that's just the bar on my table. Booty. Yeah, you find the freedom within your own security within you this month. It's very apparent and obvious to you. It's very clear. You're getting a clear view on what is actually important for you right now, what you need right now, what you need to do right now. And you will. You'll make moves this month, and it will be, you'll feel much better. So much might like just fall off of you and it feel amazing. And it's possible that some of you are even working with a person in your life, whether it's someone that you are in a relationship, an intimate relationship with or not, but there's a huge fruition coming from that. And especially next month, you will have the great change will become a part of how you choose to love, how you choose to receive love, a softening, trusting. That's what you're doing. You're trusting more. Not that Leo doesn't trust, but we all have our things. And right now you're being asked to trust your life, your process even more, where things are going even more. But at the same time, you're doing the internal, what needs to be done. That's important. What you want and what you truly fulfills you and what you see fulfillment as isn't something that you need to fight yourself about. It's something that you need to state to the universe if you have not already, because it already knows. It's just waiting for you. And that will give you even more understanding, and you won't feel so binded from the universe or so separate from it like you do sometimes. This month, Virgos can be in their mind and not so much here because they're disassociating sometimes, like Aquarius, your opposition. But it's only to understand their heart better. It's a little different. It's not much of like, it could be a protective mechanism if they get pushed really far, or there's certain ways that it can happen. However, this month you're seeing how they can fight back and forth about what they really want and what really fulfills them, and how like not allowing themselves to feel that or express that side of themselves can keep them trapped in the body that's supposed to give them fuel. And I think that's something you might experience a little bit more this month. However, the main focus is on feeling amazing and realizing that you feel amazing, and that every time something takes you out of your element, you're just like, wait, but everything's amazing. Everything's great. Things are going well. Things are moving up. Things are better. I can be even more grateful for my life. I can go from you can see how the Nine of Cups is an important aspect of detachment, because the Empress needs to trust the people around them, coming back to that word, to help build, because it's not all on you. I know that sometimes you feel like it is, or you feel like you need that kind of control, but it's not. I think more and more last season especially, and you're able to handle that on some situations, but you're seeing where that's actually becoming and coming out in different ways. So now it's your time to address it, and it's being addressed to you, and it's to remember that you got this, and that if you don't or shouldn't, or it's not important to trust certain people or trust something, trust that you feel that and go with it, and then go from there. You know that. I don't need to tell you that. Be free, Leo, in a season that can make you feel confined sometimes. This is a season for you to feel grounded, free to roam, and also realize what comes to you when you feel this way. All right. All information to work with me is below. Second part / extended reading. This is a little different this time, where I'll pull some more cards on Patreon link below. And so is my podcast. See you next month.